The AEC industry has been adopting quite a few interesting and innovative technological advancements to enhance its productivity over the years. The important one among them has been BIM. As you may know, BIM is an intelligent model-based design process that adds value across the entire lifecycle of buildings and infrastructure projects. What's up guys? Welcome back again to our channel. In today's video, we'll cover the dimensions of BIM and case studies demonstrated by MSBIM workflows. We are going to look at how ArchiCAD has been at the forefront of BIM over the years, as you can't use ArchiCAD and ignore the BIM aspect. So basically we're going to dive deep into ArchiCAD as a BIM tool and decipher all the dimensions intertwined to ArchiCAD. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Video, I'll show a real-life project or real-life projects done within our studio using the MSBIM workflow and template. So we'll recap and familiarize ourselves with the role of the dimensions of a BIM in a successful completion of a project in ArchiCAD. So these dimensions will be demonstrated as I will be showing you dimensions about 2D, 3D, and so on. I'll cover them, like how do you achieve them in ArchiCAD? How can ArchiCAD decipher these beams, these dimensions? So we'll cover them in a chronological order. So we'll start with the 2D to 7D maybe, because I think everyone has her own way of describing these dimensions. Like I've seen over the years, I remember they were only, they were ending at 5D, and then they went to 6D, and so on. That was introduced 7D now, and then lately they introduced 8D. So I'll see what to do. I'll introduce you guys to these dimensions, and you let me know what you think and how far is BIM going to go. Dimension that we're going to cover is a 2D. Like I said, we're going to cover them in a chronological order. So we start with 2D. 2D is all about documentations according to us in the studio and how we configure our workflow. So the whole essence of BIM is efficiency, automation, better production, and so on, right? Having said that, we need to automate our 2D workflows. That's just the whole essence of BIM. We need to automate our 2D workflows. Obviously, there has to be a reference model to extract this 2D from. Like, you need to extract the 2D from something. So this reinforces the idea that there's no BIM without 3D. So there cannot be a 2D without a 3D. If you need a 2D documentation of a project, you need to extract it from somewhere. Right, in terms of our workflow, there has to be a reference point. So that's the whole essence of BIM. So documenting architecture projects in ArchiCAD starts with modeling. The understanding and discipline of modeling for documentation is the key fundamental step to the whole process. One has to model well and then to automate the 2D extractions. You need to model well. In our template, to model well, we mostly use composites, building materials, and profiles. The uses of this attributes is that of achieving the end goal of detailed 3D models and 2D clean drawings. So basically 2D is all about documentations, extracting your plans, your elevations, and so on, line work. That's basically the 2D according to MSBIM. Tutorials of good modeling skills are in the link in the description. Check them out on how to hone your modeling and documentation skills. We have a course running that entails documenting architecture projects using ArchiCAD. It's a course that will help you guys in terms of honing your skills and bettering yourselves in the whole arena of ArchiCAD. Please do check the links in the description. Our next dimension is 3D. 3D BIM is arguably the most popular BIM dimension that all construction companies are familiar with. It is also referred to as a coordinated model. The coordinated model, as in, like I was already said, it's where we extract a lot of things from, like the 3D. You can extract information, if at all you coded the model, the elements that you're using to model. With information, you can extract your 2Ds, like I already said. You're going to understand furthermore of information, adding elements into the model. That's BIM. Okay, in ArchiCAD, you are able to create rich virtual models that help better visualize building projects. ArchiCAD has unlimited design capabilities, guys. You can work directly on a 3D model from any view, angle, and zoom level. It helps to check for possible collisions. This is why you need to model well your project. It aids communication among the workers. Construction workers can understand better what they are constructing if there is a 3D model as a reference point. It ensures transparency during the entire project. It creates a detailed model of the impact the project will have on the environment. You need to model well, guys. The 3D model acts as a window to a lot of information further down the construction process. Like I already said, 2D views of geometric information can be generated from the 3D model. Like I already said in the 2D dimension, schedules can be generated, reporting on objects of different types within the 3D model. Multiple 3D models can be combined to report on any geometric clashes. All of these features greatly improve accuracy, efficiency, and reduce the risk of errors occurring on the project. And this is, I think, where the 3D will be handful in the future. Like BIM is really is a game changer in terms of if you know what you're really doing. And, check our 3D modeling tutorials to sharpen your skills, guys. And just so you know, the big question is, what are you doing with BIM? You need to know what you're doing with BIM. Why are you modeling? There's a reason you need to. There's a reason behind your modeling skills. You need to know why you are modeling. What information will you be extracting from the model? You need to know that before you start modeling, before you introduce your BIM into the office. You need to know how you're going to structure your office. Are they going to be a quantity department, a detailing department, an energy evaluation department? You need to know what dimensions are you willing to dive deep in terms of you furthering your BIM skills. All right. Moving on, let's dive deep to another dimension, which is 4D. 4D is all about computer management, computer project management. It's all about, it's adding time-related information to the 3D models. Like I said, the model is the window to everything. But now, here we add time to the models. How do we do that in an ArchiCAD model? And why is it important? You need to know that. You need to understand that. So like I already said, 4D BIM adds time-related information to the 3D model to enable detailed scheduling of construction processes. I normally call this as facing, ArchiCAD facing, or simulations. But in the AEC world, we would call it computer project management. Here, individual building objects and components are intelligently linked with the project construction phases, resulting to a complete image of an overall project planning. Could be an image, a Gantt chart, or a video presentation. Like you need to, here you can be flexible. You can, depending on your skills of your department, your office. In ArchiCAD, we call it the construction simulation. Like I already said, in the construction simulation, there's an in-depth tutorial about this. Here's an example of a 4D scheduling simulation of a residential project that we did. We're using ArchiCAD. The timeline is linked to the sequencing of the 3D model. We associate time-related information to various components of the 3D model Using the 4D BIM, construction professionals can make detailed time schedules showing the lead time, progress, and interdependence between different work tasks. Moreover, they can optimize the use of space on the construction site and visualize how the project will progress over time. Some of the added advantages of this type of dimension are it enhances site planning and scheduling optimization, improves sharing information about timeline expectations, improves efficiency and safety. You can see issues before they arrive. That's why you need to imagine. That's basically project management. You manage the project before it even goes to site. That's BIM. That's the power of BIM. So we need to harness that power. It enables addition of sequencing information. We have, this is just that we did this. There's a tutorial about this. Here we just, covering the dimensions of BIM. But you can check the in-depth tutorial about this and how you could achieve this ArchiCAD sequencing. Please do check it out. And then we can move on to our another dimension, which is 5D. 5D is all about scheduling in ArchiCAD. By the way, let me just give you a quick theory. 5D BIM adds cost to BIM components. Like we said, 4D adds time, and then 5D adds cost. It adds the scheduling part. It's all about scheduling. It may assist construction professionals in producing more accurate cost estimates and assessing how potential changes may impact costs. During construction projects, 5D BIM can be used to compare predicted and actual expenditures and identify issues. 5D BIM in ArchiCAD can be referred to interactive scheduling. So one of the ArchiCAD powers is the ability to create schedules for elements, components. Like you schedule the model, like you need to extract. That's basically extraction of data, extraction of quantities, extraction of lists, and so on. That's basically where 5D comes in. That's basically BIM. That's basically 5D. You can't extract quantities if you don't have a model, so you need to model. Then again, reinforcing the ideology that there is no BIM without a 3D. So for you to extract quantities, to streamline quantity takeoffs and so on, reports, you need to model well. Within ArchiCAD, we have the power to customize and format the way we want, format our schedules the way we want, and the way we want them to appear. We can export the schedules to Excel for further editing, hence enabling collaborations with other, AEC consultants. If at all you have a dimension of 5D in an office, this is where they come in. You be saving Excel files for them to basically do the quantity takeoffs of model. That's basically quantifying your model. Within the design. This is where I think the future is heading. You can use ArchiCAD for material procurement because the model is tied with specifications and a whole lot of other information of materials. You can use ArchiCAD for that. All this is automated in the MSBIM workflow template. Everything is set, the presets are set, the reporting is set, the classification is set, everything. So the hidden benefits of using 5D BIM in ArchiCAD is basically a simplified budget and cost analysis. You could do that within the model, within your own office. Minimizes costs of reporting and budgetary offshots. You need to be accurate. This is where accuracy comes in. Automatically counts for system, components, counts for system. Basically, if your model has 10 windows, you can basically quantify that. You can quantify your scheduling of your foundation, your roofing quantities, basically by modeling. So we need to model to reality, design to reality. It provides real-time cost 3D visualization. Like that's basically it. That's about reporting with ArchiCAD. That's about reporting. That's about scheduling with ArchiCAD. Check out our tutorials again about this dimension. I think we covered this in depth about scheduling and interactive schedules, as well as classifications. Link is on the description. Check it out, guys. We move on to another dimension, which is basically we're getting closer to the end. This is a 6D BIM. 6D BIM, also known as the integrated BIM, includes models with data to support facilities. Now we are exporting our models to facilities. And mostly it's referred to as an asset model based modeling. It's a asset information model. It's mostly referred to as an asset information model. The model mostly entails components with installation dates, configuration of elements, and necessary maintenance data required to back facilities management and operations, basically to drive the desired construction outcomes. This kind of BIM dimension provides an easy, accessible, and deep understanding of extrapolating information. Within ArchiCAD, this dimension is made possible with Classification and Property Manager. The Classification and Property Manager works well with quite a lot of dimensions, I think with 5D and correlates as well with 6D. So it's made possible with that. The ArchiCAD Classification Manager will allow you to quickly apply data from multiple classification systems to all your elements. So you need to know what classification system are you using. So we are using Uniformat. This is a universal classification manager. That's basically how we embed textual data into elements. If you're wondering how you automate your labeling, how you automate your scheduling, how do you automate data extrapolating, this is basically how we add textual data into elements in a way that we make it possible to automatically generate and compare information and specifications that are fully based on the model. You can never go wrong with this one. At project handover, if one follows the BIM workflow, all you need to do is publish a hypermodel, a BIMX hypermodel to facilitate your project. You can facilitate a project using a BIMX model because you are sure of everything. You modeled well, the information is there at the fingertips. The FM and the client can use the BIMX model as the asset information model, unlike printing thousands of sheets for operations. Like this is the new facility management. I think BIM has tapped into, there was a new wave where people were asking a lot of questions. Where can we use BIM for facility management? Where is facility management? There was a yara conflict between that. So I think you have answered that. This is where facility management comes in. This is the feature of facility management, designing to facility management. That's basically BIM. Other benefits of a 6D BIM are it captures and records data, like I already said, the data includes of installation dates, configuration of elements, and other, it's where data comes in. BIM is data. BIM is, the eye in the beam. That's where 6D is. Yes. It provides a long-term virtual building model, enables pre-planning of maintenance activities, offers localized construction information. Construction information, it contains everything. That's where I think BIM is all about collaboration. And in a nutshell, BIM is about collaboration. You need a facility manager in the design process. The facility manager has to be involved as well in the design process. Like he has to offer information of other components that are used in the built environment. So that's basically it. That's where BIM and facility management meet in the 6D. That's where facility simulations occur. In ArchiCAD, we use that with BIMX. But for you to have a BIMX model, you need to model well, you need to pass through classifications, you need to pass through property manager. And that's how you collaborate with facility managers. That's basically it. So That's where BIM addresses the capability of performing facility management. And then let's move on and see what else BIM has in store in terms of 7D. 7D BIM is where models are in conjunction with sustainability. This is the dimension where we deal with detailed energy analysis and simulations. As modern designers and architects, we are presented with the possibility to incorporate algorithmic design scenarios throughout our design workflows, and not only create astonishing forms and designs, but also to develop energy-conscious designs that are responsive to the environment and microclimate as well. For the past 50 years, a wide variety of building energy simulation tools have been developed, enhanced, and applied throughout the building energy community. However, many of these existing energy modeling tools are complex, text-based applications which require a great deal of time to learn. However, with the advancement of technology, programmers have managed to develop a few interesting energy analysis softwares. But today's interest is how is to dive deep into ArchiCAD's Eco Designer. That's the Eco Designer is a tool for evaluation of energy consumption of the building in ArchiCAD. It's an ArchiCAD plugin. It's inside ArchiCAD. So 7D is all about energy sustainability. It's all about designing eco-friendly designs and all of that. So let's see what Eco Designer is. Eco Designer allows the designer to simulate the thermal performances of the 3D model created in ArchiCAD. With the location of the building and correct orientation established, Eco Designer is able to punch out some of the very impressive information very quickly, such as the energy balance for the home, and so on. So Eco Designer is a friendly tool. I think tap into it. I'll leave the link in the description. I think we have made 2-3 videos about Eco Designer. So with energy modeling, you will be able to have an estimate of the total energy consumption of building and assess its potential energy savings. And ArchiCAD offers various energy evaluation facilities, functionalities out of the box, it's while providing various project export possibilities as well for other applications, including the PHPP, the MSBIM energy model, a VIP energy, and so on, as well as a dedicated green IFC translator. There is an IFC translator as well. So it's amazing how this technology is advancing, guys. I think there's no excuse now for not doing energy analysis, because energy analysis imagine doing an energy analysis from a line work, from a drawing. Like, this is how BIM is intertwined to ArchiCAD. You draw from design to energy analysis, from 2D to 3D, up until 7D. So check out in-depth tutorial energy analysis for ArchiCAD. It's just a how-to guide, a step-by-step. I think there's a video 2 as well, where I was designing a sustainable house design. This is where sustainability comes in, guys. What you learn from the Eco Designer, you learn the basics of energy analysis in ArchiCAD. You learn the energy analysis settings needed for performing energy. Like, it'll get you through and introduce you to 7D. That's basically 7D, where you perform energy simulations, energy analysis simulations, and so on. I think I'll end at 7D because we go to 8Ds and so on. But I think I'll end at 7D, guys. So I think that you'll pose a question at the end of the video and ask me what's the ideal vision of BIM. So I'll give you my ideal vision of MSBIM, which is our template that we want to craft until the end of time. Our ideal vision is to dedicate more energy and make a greater investment in MSBIM workflows. MSBIM is Mesolite BIM, Mesolite Building Information Modeling. We will always work So we always look for a friendly way with the ArchiCAD platform. Like we will always be in ArchiCAD because ArchiCAD has been there for the long time, for the long run. So it's all about automation. We're going to dedicate more and more energy and make a great investment in MSBIM. So we will always work in a friendly way, and the subsequent processes we want to make them as automated as possible. We want to automate every workflow from 2D to 8D. We want to automate every process just by a click of a button. So this is why we are working hard as a team to be hands-on with BIM, to be familiar with BIM and investigate it as long as you know BIM will be around and it's here to stay. In the coming years, BIM is likely to widen and bring a considerable amount of improvements in the construction industry. If you are looking forward to adding value to your building project, employ Dimensions and the designing process and achieving the desired results. If you need some assistance with the processes, talk to professionals, talk to us. We offer tutorials, we offer services as well. You can outsource our services. We specialize in creating accurate and detailed architectural BIM models according to the client specifications and of the required LOD, level of development. We can do that. We can help you guys from a 2D workflow to 7D workflow. We are a studio of information design. We offer training, consultancy, and services as well as outsourcing services. We provide, services to you guys, architects, designers, contractors throughout the design and construction phase. You can request a quote if at all you want to work with us. But this was just introducing you guys to BIM Dimensions and familiarize yourself with BIM. And because BIM is here to stay, the video was all about to encourage you guys to stay on it, stick to BIM, know BIM, investigate BIM as much as you can. BIM workflow will increase consistency in your drawings, in your workflows, and because the more you dive deep, the more the rabbit hole gets deep. Because we started as just trying to improve our workflows. We ended up now learning quite a lot of things. Anyway, this was amazing. This was an amazing video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe to our Patreon. Thank you for the amazing feedbacks and interactions. We are back again with more videos as always. We've been busy with something that was holding us back. Check out links in the description. I'll leave quite a lot of links for you guys to dive deep into where you could reach us, where you could check our courses, or and follow us on social media. Subscribe to our channel. If you're new here, like and subscribe. Anyway, stay creative. Bye for now, guys. See you in the next video.